Have you ever wondered why cars seem so expensive in Nigeria, or why car dealers seem to be making millions while others seem to be struggling? Today we're going to have a deep dive into the business of cars in terms of importation, sales, and all of that. And I'm going to be speaking to a very special guest who dominates this particular industry. We're going to be exposing the untold secrets, talking about car importation, sales, whatnot, and everything that makes a car the price that it is referred to as here in Nigeria. So sit back, relax, grab something because you are going to definitely need this one either now or in the near future. Guys, I'm Miee and you're welcome to the podcast On the Ride with Miee. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome to the Ride with Miee channel. Please do want to subscribe so you do not miss any single update. And yes, turn on those post notifications as well. And if you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back to the podcast On the Ride with Miee. And today, for the 7th episode, we have, yes, a very special guest in the person of CARCONTINENT, also popularly known as Capital C.
Big V.
Yes, and a whole bunch of other names before I let it get right into his head. But we're going to be discussing the business of cars, and Big V, capital C, CARCONTINENT
Now you're talking.
is going to spill all of those hidden secrets and let us know everything it is that we need to know about car sales, importation, the hidden costs, and all of those, information like why it can't cost that much as it does when it touches down on Nigerian soil. Yeah. Stuff like that. So I can't wait. I hope you can too. So getting right on into it. Capital C,
yeah.
Big V,
yeah.
CARCONTINENT. Please do us the honors of giving us a brief introduction on yourself, like a brief background, who you are, how this came about, your inspiration, how long you've been doing this, all of that stuff. Spill the tea.
Okay, so first of all, my name is Okubere Akpavere. I was born and brought up in Benin City.
Of course.
Yeah, no, don't try that. Don't try that. We don't take that here. Okay. So growing up I always loved cars because of my dad. I liked to watch my dad drive. The man was hitting 120, 140 in his Peugeot 504 then. He had a V-boot, then he had a Hilux. 90 gave him a Hilux. So life was good. He would give me tea fare and snack money because he was not in Benin for the meantime. Instead of me to enter bus back home, I would eat the tea fare and trek home because I wanted to name every car I saw on the road. I loved naming cars. And Chima, God is good. His last born, the last boy, yeah, Chima. We would trek our lives out just because we wanted to list all the cars we saw on the road. It was fun. We trek from Uniben, that's Ugbo, down to Selu. Benin people will know that distance, or people that schooled in Benin will know that distance. It was quite a distance. We trek it just because we wanted to list all the cars we saw on the road. So gradually I loved cars. From there I could identify any single car I saw. Be it on the internet, be it at night, with headlights, I could tell to a large extent that this is a V-boot. And then at the end of the day, it comes in and it's a V-boot. But I can say, this is a 190. The light is slightly shorter than the V-boot. So yes, and at the end of the day, it ends up being a 190. Then I went for NYSC and everybody knew I loved cars. Everybody knew how good I was with cars. Then I had this girl then in my life. So we talked about how she felt I could put my knowledge of cars into making money. She told me about car shops in Lekki, VI, and Ikoyi and all of that. And like me, I've been in Benin all my life or so. But I would come to Lagos and explore. So immediately I was done with NYC, I wrote a proposal to Costaris because I really loved Rolls-Royce cars then. Told them I wanted to build a platform for them to help sell out their cars and all, but I didn't get a response. I can never forget the names. Felix Mehan and Biona Babarinde. I was supposed to meet with those people, but I think Biona was not in town. Felix Mehan did all, not like they were harsh towards me, they just could not see me because they were not around. So I moved on with my life. I said, you know what, myself was like, why not build something on Instagram and just get people to talk? I'm like, okay. So I started the page on Instagram, started talking about cars, and I just didn't want to make it about Rolls-Royce cars. I wanted it about every car in the world. So I thought about the name Car World, CARCONTINENT. I'm like, yeah, CARCONTINENT works. So that's how I coined the name CARCONTINENT, because I wanted it to be about variety of cars, all the cars in the world. Every single car, none is excluded.
Awesome.
So that's how I started CARCONTINENT, and I was teaching then. I was teaching and earning some peanuts. Then my page started getting a whole lot of attention, and somebody asked for it. There was a car I posted one day, just a car I spotted, posted, and people started asking how much, and I'm like, it's not for sale. But I knew where I saw a car that looked like that.
Okay.
So I reached out to the dealer, and he gave me a price, and I gave them price, and everybody vanished. Everybody vanished totally. And I kept posting. Then my in-law told me he wanted to buy a gift for my sister, and he led me to look for a nice 2015 Corolla Sport.
Okay.
So I got one. He paid for it. We paid 6.5 then.
Wow.
My profit on that car was 270,000. And then I was teaching. I was earning 30K. So when the money hit my account, that was end of 2017. When the money hit my account, I'm like, huh? And I'm teaching. Nah. That money, I left that money in that account. So that money stayed in the account for almost around 5 months. I didn't touch it.
Why?
There was nothing to use it for now. I was managing my teaching salary. I'll teach 30K, maybe home lesson, 5K, add them, maybe like 50K. I was doing all that together. So there was nothing to touch that money. So I was adding money on top stuff. So gradually, I started selling, adding, then I bought my Honda. Anyways, this is how CARCONTINENT started.
So how long has CARCONTINENT existed?
2017 to date. So I would say 8 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are there any licenses or certificates that sort of make you like a solid car dealer, if it's okay to call you that?
I'm a car dealer. I am an automotive influencer. Those two things give me money. Add them together. So do not mix them up.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think once you register your company, you're good. Because I was on the mainland one time and I was trying to sell a car, and somebody was telling me, you do not have whether a license or something, and we can arrest you for it. And I was looking at him like, huh? What's this one saying? But immediately I moved to the island. I joined the clique of friends, guys who sell legit cars, good cars, then registered the company, and I've not had any issues since then.
So let's hop right into car importation.
Okay.
Now, are there any essential steps that are required? I mean, I know that for some of the cars that you sell, you bring them in yourself. So what are the necessary or the essential steps that are required in order to be able to import a car properly? I would have said globally, but I don't know if you're wealth of knowledge, like
we do just
Nigeria,
Africa, Nigeria.
So let's say, what are the essential processes that are required to successfully import a car into Nigeria?
Okay. So first step is, these steps would now still be broken down bit by bit, but first step is purchase. You first purchase a car, you truck it to the shipping yard or to the seaport, you ship it, then you clear it. So I think there are 4 steps.
4 major steps.
4 major steps, yeah.
Okay, that can further be broken down.
Yes.
So you now start with actually finding the car.
Yes.
Buying the car.
That's so the first step. Let's say the first step now is purchase.
Yeah.
Now you can either purchase with dealers outside the country, or you can buy by yourself from special sites like IAI, Copart, Mayhem. There's some sites where we buy cars from.
Okay.
Yes, so.
And other authorized dealerships as well.
Yes, and other authorized dealerships.
Yeah.
So you send money. If you let's assume you're buying from a dealership. You see a car you like, you send money there to buy that car. After that, you'd have to talk to a trucking company to go and pick it up from the dealership.
Okay.
They will truck it straight to the port. Once they've shipped it, they'll send you a bill of lading. Then they will send it. They'll ship the car to Nigeria. Once it hits Nigeria, you pay for shipping. Since when the car gets here, that's when you pay for shipping.
Oh, I see. So
Yes.
not before.
No, you don't pay before.
And then when you pay for shipping,
But you pay for trucking immediately.
before.
You pay for trucking
Okay,
before.
before it's loaded into the factory.
Yes.
And then when it gets to Nigeria, then what next?
Custom duty.
So shipping and custom duty,
Yes.
2 separate.
Yes.
And then
Okay, so let's start from purchase now. So even if you buy a car from IAI, Copart, and all of that, let's say you buy a car for $5,000. You buy a car for $5,000. There'll be some extra charges on it.
VAT.
VAT,
It's all those things.
cleaning this, cleaning that. If you are buying it from a dealership, there's something called out the door price. So you're buying a car for $35,000. There's an out the door price, which is taxes and some other things. So you pay extra. So $35,000 is not just $35,000. It might end up being $40,000.
Oh wow. Okay, wow.
But your receipt is $35,000.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's some extras on IAI and Copart. I think at the end of the day, you end up paying maybe some $700, $500, $1,000. Depends on the car you're buying.
Okay.
So the purchase is not always the purchase. There's always added amount on it. Yes. Yes. So that's that, first of all. So when you're buying, you know that you're adding some extra money on it. Then when you're trucking it to the port, it depends on where you're trucking from.
Yeah.
From some cities, you might pay $300 to the closest seaport. For somewhere like California, you pay about $800. No, this $800. I think my friend said he paid, was it $1,500? Yes, from California, I pay about $1,500 to the closest seaport.
Wow.
So when your Corolla that you bought $1,000 starts adding all this extra money.
Yeah, before it's loaded on the ship, it's already like twice the price.
Good. So if you bought that Corolla from California, there's plus $1,500 on it. Shipping is $1,500 too. So that's $3,000 before you add. Yes.
Shipping.
Yes, and all of these are in dollar. I know how much dollar is.
Interesting.
So
Then comes to Nigeria, you pay shipping.
exactly.
Pay customs duty.
Then pay custom duty. And you are not supposed to pay, you're not supposed to buy an underage car.
Okay.
So in Nigeria now, the least cars we're supposed to ship into the country is supposed to be 15 years old. So any car less than, 10 years old.
Wow.
Any car less than 2015 is not supposed to come into the country.
Oh.
This is
a new
2025.
law?
No, it has been there since.
It's a mess.
This is 2025. So any car you're shipping in has to be a 2015 car. So if you ship in a 2008 car, the duty you pay on it is the same amount you pay on the 2015 car. So if you buy a Toyota Camry, 2008 Toyota Camry, and I buy a 2015 Toyota Camry, both of us are going to pay the same duty on it. And you might even be asked to pay a fine for shipping some, yes. Although it's going to be small money, but you pay a fine.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, it's released from the port to the owner.
Yes.
Welcome home.
Yes.
What's are there any documentations that are required to be presented upon purchase, or between or in any part of this entire process?
Okay. You'd have your receipt from, let's just say from Copart. You'd have your purchase receipt.
Yeah.
I think that you'd have to pass to your trucker. Yes, so he would have access to it. You'd ask them to release it to that person with that receipt. So he would move it straight to the seaport,
Okay.
where they'll give him a bill of lading. Once they've approved the car, they've done everything, because there are some cars you cannot ship in. So once they've approved it, they've done everything, they'll give him a bill of lading, which you would use to pay for shipping. Once you pay for shipping, they'll give you a seaway bill. Once you've paid for shipping, they'll give you a seaway bill, which means you've paid for your shipping. So that seaway bill is what you give to customs to release the car to you. It means you're the owner of the car.
Awesome.
Yes.
You just mentioned there are some cars that are not allowed to be shipped.
Yes.
What cars are these and why?
Certain cars that have certain accidents and all of that. I think there are some, I'm yet to verify this, but there are some electric vehicles that they will not allow coming like that.
Alright.
Because they can go up in flames in the ship. Yes.
Interesting.
I have to verify that properly. But there are some that they do not allow.
I know that this usually applies to not just cars, but like products.
Yes.
Have like battery packs.
Yes.
You can't just fly or ship them.
Yes. Go through certain regulations and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. So, that would be very interesting. Actually. Okay, so we're in Nigeria where the exchange rate is one, not really smiling on us.
At
and
all.
two, it's not exactly constant. It's been very unstable for the last couple of years. So how does this fluctuation in the exchange rate affect the importation and purchase of cars, especially like these foreign used cars?
Okay.
Or brand new?
Okay. I drove a GLE here today.
Way to flex on me, but okay.
I bought that car when dollar was 1,700.
Ah.
I have another one that we bought when dollar was 1,500. When these two cars come, and they're basically the same thing. Now let's assume both of them. Let's just assume this dollar fluctuation was within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then my car did not ship fast. So both of them shipped at the same time. So when one lands, one is landing with 1,700 per dollar, while one is landing at 1,500 per dollar. There's no way both prices will be the same thing, and they're basically the same car. So you see Mr. A saying my car is 50 million. No, you see Mr. B telling him my one is 45 million. No, it's not because they are greedy. It's because they both bought at different times. Even if the ship that carried them, A started loading early, B did not load, whatever, and both cars came in at the same time, one car is definitely going to be more expensive. And now, another thing is, customs always change their rates. Yes. So when dollar is 1.7, custom rate is 1.7. So let's just assume now again that I bought when dollar was 1.7, shipped it, it got to the port, customs used their normal 1.7 rate, gave to me, they cleared the car, I cleared the car at let's say 9.5 million. Somebody else now bought his own at 1,500 per dollar rate and all of that. Car now landed and custom rate has reduced too again, and they've adjusted their rate to 1.5. The person will clear his own cheaper too. So at the end of the day, his car is cheaper than mine. Not because I want to be greedy, I want to make too much profit, but simply because, yes, the FX fluctuation. That's one thing that's affecting us.
Okay, well, that really does sound like a major thing. But apart from the FX fluctuations, are there any policies that have been put in place that either make or mar the car importation experience or business?
Is there any policy that's actually affecting us? For now, I don't think there's any major policy that's affecting us, except the fact that the custom rate keeps going up, because I think the government is trying to get customs to make a whole lot of money for the country and generate a lot of revenue.
Okay.
So if they can stick, there's something they did a while ago. We call it VREG, where every car has its specific rates. Say a GLE 450, you have to pay 11 million for duty.
Yeah.
Now, if they had stuck to that idea, I'm sure we'll all be happy by now. So they tell us you have to pay 12 million for this car. We all know we're paying 12 million for that car. So when the car comes in, we're paying 12 million. But some people, some unscrupulous elements have made it happen that you can now pay lower duty. One way or the other, you can now pay lower duty. So when A is paying 10 million, B is paying 8 million, by the time our cars come out, my car will be 70 million, your car will be 60 million. They will think I'm a thief. So now we need the government to actually stand on VREG. Let's work with VREG. And when we're trying to deliver cars now, when there's VREG, the car will drive smoothly to whichever state. But now when there's now there's VREG, but some people have started looking for ways to boycott it.
Yeah.
So which means when they're delivering cars now, we have big issues on the road because some people have paid lower. So A paid 5 million for a car that you're supposed to pay 8 million. Customs will keep stopping the car from every checkpoint till
To verify.
Yes, and I don't know how they sort themselves on the road. Let me not go into that.
We'll come back to that.
No problem.
That's on my board that you don't want to steal. But yeah, this that you just mentioned. I have one very interesting question, but I think I'm just gonna hold on to that first of all.
Okay.
VREG. So this brings a question that I have for you later, quite earlier.
Okay.
Since you mentioned it. What technological advancement do you think needs to be set in place in order to be able to curb things like this with car importation, especially as you just spoke about, like duty, for example? So instead of stopping people at every checkpoint to verify their custom duty was paid freely, are there any technological advancements that should be set in place or have already been put in place in order to just make it easy?
Those advancements have been put in place. They just don't want to utilize them. You saw the last election that we did in this country, where they said they had what they call it again? What's that stuff? Electronic transmission. But they did not use it. That is what's happening there. We have the VREG in place.
Yeah.
Ensure you utilize it 100%. Let's pay our duty. Let's all know that we've paid duty. We've paid duty. We've cleared our cars properly. Then let our cars go outside. So if you can afford the car, fine. If you cannot afford it, move on. Do you get? So now this thing is already there. That's why I said it. VREG is there. Adhere to it strictly. Let's all pay our duty. Let our cars come out. Let's not have issues with delivering cars again.
This brings me to a very interesting point. So occasionally, from time to time, we tend to see a few handful videos of people driving cars through very interesting, well, I don't know if I should say terrains or landmarks, right? And with very interesting captions as well. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Exactly. So, what is this? Why is it being done? How can it be curbed? And what penalties do you think use offenders or unscrupulous elements, like they refer to them as?
So what those people are basically doing is smuggling cars into the country. So I think smugglers have been there since, I think, before we were even born.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
They've been there since before we were born. So
That's an awfully long time.
it's just for our customs to hold the borders tight and not allow them. Because when they smuggle cars in, it means a lot of them do not pay custom duty.
Definitely.
So the government does not get anything. So you smuggle a car in, you don't pay custom duty. It means the car will sell far cheaper than regular ones.
Yeah.
Or they might now end up cloning VINs. Now, there's something they call cloning VIN. There are some offices you go to and they'll tell you, do not go close to my VIN.
Why?
Because they do not want you. Now, some of these guys that smuggle in cars would clone those VIN and use it for their cars. It's deeper than this, but I think that would be personal thing. It's deeper than you think, but that's why I see most guys that sell brand new cars and high-end cars, so you don't go close to the VIN of the car until you're about to pay for it. You can run a Carfax, do everything. I'll know it is you that run a Carfax. I'll know that it is these three people that run a Carfax on this car before anything happened to this chassis number.
Okay.
Yeah, so people clone VINs and go and use to do their own thing. It's deeper than that, but let's leave it like that.
Because this is really deep. And this is heinous, in fact, for the lack of a better term. But so basically, the last few things you've mentioned are things that you dealers face. These are challenges that you face.
Yes.
So do you think that are there penalties in place, or do you think there should be penalties for these? For these are crimes, right? So,
Yeah, crimes, yeah.
yeah. So do you think that there should be penalties, or are there penalties in place for these in order to mitigate?
The penalties in place, but you know, this is Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's a system where I think almost everything goes. We've had a case like that.
Okay.
Where somebody cloned the VIN of one car like that.
Yeah.
We found out who did it. Yeah. Reached out to the people. We're using lawyers to tackle it and all. But it was also a big firm that did it.
Wow.
They didn't know. That's why you must be careful when you are collecting another car to sell for someone. I'm sure they collected the car from somebody to sell for somebody else. So they collected the car, sold it to somebody else. That person had cloned the VIN from someone else I knew. So this person now sold the car and started having issues. So when he started having issues, he now started digging. We now found out that it was this firm that sold that car. So he reached out to that firm. The firm were relaxed at first, but when they found out it was another big boy that reached out to them with lawyers and everything, they now said it was not actually their car. They collected it from a third party. So we're going back and forth with lawyers before something happened. Everything died down.
Wow.
Big boys, everybody settled themselves.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's dive a bit into car sales proper.
Okay.
I mean, I know that there are trends that sort of influence cars.
Sales
Or
of
should I
cars.
say, I don't know if it's demand that influence trends or trends influence demand. It's one or the other. right? But can you please touch on this a bit? How do you know when trends are happening? How can you identify one? How can one get involved so that they don't miss opportunities?
Now, these trends make us money, so I would not spill too much. I will spill a little. Now, let's start with the fact that one babe told one guy, give me Lamborghini and I will give you the boozy. Okay, now you see that trend? That thing happened with one girl. Now another what do you call it? Another babe that we know, Meseke, bought a Lambo.
Yeah.
Now women are buying Lambos. There's a possibility that a whole lot more women will want Lambos.
So that's like
A lot more people want to buy. Yes, a lot more people want to buy Lambos. So Lambos, Lambo has already been selling, but there's possibility that it will sell more. Obviously, if I even had money, if I buy for my wife, so that's one. Now, two is during elections, people tend to want what they call it, security vehicles and armored vehicles.
I see. Okay.
That's the second trend. So I'm giving you guys two. Those two should cost you guys like 200-300 million.
Give us one more, just to send the bill, no problem.
200, that's so okay. Let's say Valentine.
Okay, that's a good one.
You have a sugar daddy. You have if you're a sugar baby.
Okay.
Valentine is a good time for lovers to buy cars. Lovers that have money to buy cars for their spouses. So if you're a side chick, Valentine is the right time to tell your sugar daddy, Alpha, I want a car. Trust me, it will buy.
What about partners, like spouses?
Oh, sorry. No vex for me.
Boyfriends, and all that.
People buy for their spouses too, their partners too. Yes.
But we should look out for side chicks.
Side chick, they hot too. Side chick, they hot. No worry. BBL, everything.
I see. Interesting. This package. This guy is spilling the tea. Awesome.
I'm not spilling again.
No, wait. We're about to touch another one like this. So, I mean, you noticed that a couple of years ago, feels like yesterday. It was 5 years ago when the COVID pandemic hit the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the cases of like shifts like that, do these things affect the demand and the supply of cars, importation, and all that?
Yeah, it affects importation because during that period we're not importing cars again.
Okay, so
everybody was on lockdown. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Everybody was on lockdown, so no more importation.
Okay.
Yeah, the demand will be higher because now nothing is coming in, so people want to buy what's on ground, just that they cannot come outside to buy. A lot of people bought cars. A whole lot of cars went down that period. But you need to have maybe an online presence. For me, I went straight to my automotive influencing. That's why I was making my own money at that point in time because sales were dwindling. So the only time you sell is when somebody wants a car, you have it directly, and they cannot come and inspect because nobody was coming out.
Yeah.
So, but really, we're selling ambulances too.
Oh, okay.
Private hospitals picked a lot of ambulances that period. So that's COVID made ambulances sell.
Okay.
So that was the trend then.
Okay, so now let's talk about car pricing for we buying people.
Okay.
Occasionally selling. Yes. So I know we touched on this prior, but I want to bring it collectively into one place so that we have like a straightforward understanding of how the process works. Let's say you buy a car for what now? $10,000. And this car lands in Nigeria and it's going for
$20,000.
$30,000. How do we go from that to this? Yes.
Dealers are not greedy. Okay, yes, they are greedy humans. Yeah, there are some people that will be greedy. But I don't think a lot of dealers are greedy. Now, let me explain this.
Okay.
I said something before. Out the door price.
Yes.
Either out the door price or okay, there was an explanation I gave a long time ago. Before you buy a Corolla, if you think of owning one, you must have about 2-point-something million first of all to think about it.
Okay.
Now let me explain with purchase. Now, you buy a car, $30,000 in the US.
Okay.
Out the door price, taxes, VAT, and all of that, you end up paying $37,000 or $35,000.
Okay.
That's $5K already on it. Shipping to ports, trucking to ports. Sorry, you're trucking. Let's say you're trucking from California.
Yeah.
About $1,500.
36.5 already.
You are shipping to Nigeria, and that 1.5 again.
Okay.
That's $38,000 already. As it gets here, let's just assume the duty on it is $10,000. Or let's even bring it down. Let's say $7,000. We're on 38, right?
Yeah.
Plus 7, that's $45,000 already. From 30, we've added $15,000. So I will put my $45,000 out there to buy a car, bring it here, and I'll sell it to you for $45,000. Are you a thief?
Okay.
Or who's now the greedy one, me or you?
So now this is the point of this question, right? A lot of people they hear, oh, the Mercedes GLS is selling for 900 million naira, but MSRP is saying maybe for a 450, MSRP is saying stuff like $150,000, $200,000, and they're like, how did we arrive from this to that? This is the answer they need, because a lot of people don't know, and I feel like this explanation is just
sometimes they put the base price out there without options. They put the base price out there. That's it. They put it at $400,000. Starts at $400,000. By the time you option the car, it gets to let's say $600,000. Then you do all those things. Then you now pay proper duty. So I'll now put my let's now rephrase it. I'll now put my let's say my 200 million on the road for 2 months plus. It will now get to Nigeria. You will now tell me how much profit to make on it. How?
So I should not tell you how much profit.
You cannot.
So since I cannot tell you how much profit to make on it, how much profit is too much and how much is too little?
There's nothing too much. It's my money. If you don't want to buy the car, go and buy from somebody else, or go and import your own. If you don't want to buy this one that we've brought as dealers, we've brought our cars, we've landed a GLE for how much? We want to now sell. Let's say we want to sell a GLE for 80 million. Okay. You're now saying no. The car is total that's supposed to land is around maybe 50 million. You go and import, put your money out there, maybe let ship break down. Let's see whether your BP will not rise. There was a time I had 2 GLEs in one ship.
Inside that property plan, putting medical costs.
My family problem too. I had a GLE in one ship that broke down end of last year. The ship broke down in, I think, Cotonou, broke down in Lagos again. I was calling my agent back to back. Okay, what's happening? He said the ship got spoiled. Which one is ship got spoiled? Since I've been shipping cars, I've never heard ship got spoiled. That's the first time I heard ship got spoiled. Ship spoiled for highway. My almost how much the highway? They tell me say this thing. No, doesn't work that way.
Okay. So, wow, been a very interesting session, but I have yet another question to ask.
Okay.
Do you think that there are any predictions for car sales and car purchases, right, coming now or in the near future? I don't know if I put that question out right.
Prediction.
Yes.
Prediction. Is it on how, more like by next 2 months, GLEs will be selling? So I need to buy GLE or next 2 months, Corollas will be selling.
For people who want to import cars, like, do you have any predictions so that people know what cars to import?
Even if I had a prediction, I'll not tell them, but this is what I think ordinarily. I feel the Tesla Cybertruck will sell. I feel it will sell well in Nigeria.
Because you've seen a trend of artists.
Yeah, I feel it will sell well in Nigeria because it's actually strong. We need strong things for it. So the only...
Is it strong?
Yeah, it's strong.
The car is strong.
Yes.
The car itself is strong.
Yes.
Do we have the necessary infrastructure to keep it? And why do you think the car is strong?
Anybody that buys that would not drive it every day.
Whether or not it's driven every day still needs to be maintained. There needs to be infrastructures in place.
Well, the maintenance, a lot of importers have said...
why did you say it's strong?
Elon Musk said it's strong. We've seen reasons
that Elon said it's strong doesn't exactly mean that it's strong. This cars have come in, you've experienced them in real time. So
do you know, I've seen a whole lot of guys with Teslas in Nigeria and they've not had a single issue.
What kind of issue are you expecting?
Good. What kind of issues are you expecting?
I'm expecting things like mechanical issues, but people are going to come at me and tell me, oh, no mechanical issues because it uses the battery, but there are still other mechanical parts.
Except you go and jam one. If you jam one, you carry base now.
It's not about hitting one, yes, that's a very big deal. It might actually even be simpler to deal with because it's a flat out surface. That's easy. It's easier than maintaining a car that has curves all over. But that aside, I know you're going to be talking about things like spare parts. Yes, Tesla is not exactly commonly known for. But saying that a car is strong, what tests have been carried out or what things have been set in place to determine that this car is strong? Because the fact that you're telling me that the body of a car is bulletproof doesn't exactly guarantee that it's strong if the side glasses and the windscreen are not bulletproof glass, which they are.
Okay.
And they are as fragile as any frameless glass.
Anyways, we here in Nigeria tend to say Toyota cars are strong.
Some people, but yes, that's another.
It's true because most. Well, I think we're digressing from the question first of all. Okay. Most Nigerians agree Toyota cars are strong because I can just wake up, put my key into my Toyota and drive, even if my oil is short and all of that, and maybe later in the day I reservice it, I redo this, I redo that. The car still moves at the end of the day.
Yes, but was that the manufacturer's feedback or was that consumer feedback?
Consumer feedback.
Exactly, but the Tesla Cybertruck doesn't have that.
I said it looks like it's strong. We think it's strong.
You may proceed to predictions. So since you think the Cybertruck...
So I think the Cybertruck will sell. For predictions...
Do you exactly see? I think of it as a graph now. I know that the sales, like you're predicting, will peak. But do you exactly expect it to stay on that level, or do you think it's going to drop? And after how long do you think, or do you predict it's going to drop? It will
drop after a while. I can't tell how soon, because if people make more money, people will buy. Depends on how good the economy is. Now, some days, Toyota Camry is selling like wildfire. Then next week, all of us import Toyota Camry, and boom, nobody wants Camry again. They now want Toyota Avalon. You'll not for the other looking at your Camry. Oh, looking at your this thing. There was a time ML was selling like wildfire, and then boom, whew, came down. GL, people started buying GL 350. Wildfire too. There was a time I now had one. I had one for almost 3 months.
Why? That's very strange.
Suddenly did not go. From selling, I sold, and I just bought one. I said, you know what? Let it go. That one now stayed with me. I was looking at it. So you cannot predict the market. It just happens.
Interesting. Okay. It's taken most of the words right out of my mouth and answered any further questions I might have had. So I'm going to give you the floor to, share a couple of ideas. I don't know. Are there any questions you think I did not ask that the audience would want to know? In fact, I think we're going to have like another session, but this time it won't be like a podcast. I think it will be a live session.
Yeah, let them ask.
You refuse to speak. You spill it to the public eye.
I would not.
Or to the public eye.
That's the one that our House of Assembly people were saying, off mic. Now there I tell for like, NDDC now, it was NDDC now. Yeah. Distinguish this thing, off mic. I don't off my mic.
Okay, but are there any final words you'd like to share? Anything at all?
If you're looking to go into sales and car dealership, just be honest and buy the very best cars in the market. Don't go abroad searching for cars that have had all the... quote me, or let me say, do not quote me wrong. I do not have a problem with cars that have had impact. It could be just fender, bumper. Those are very light. Those are fine. Do not go and buy the one that has squeezed. You now bring Kazim and Shetima to undo it, to stretch it. You will not put airbag. You want to kill Nigerians, please. There are people who do not know about cars, and they are depending on your own knowledge, being a good dealer, to sell them something good. Sell those people good cars and they will come back. But if you end up selling them terrible cars, they'll be my customers because I sell the best cars and I would always give them good cars. So that's all I have to say.
That is awesome. I've had a real session with capital C today. I still am struggling not to call you by your first name.
Big V.
Big V, yeah. I mean, it's been super insightful. He spilled a couple of secrets, and some he's withheld, but we will squeeze them out right from him. I mean, you don't have a choice. The earlier you just...
I see money now, I feel reasonable.
Oh God, how much is money?
Now you're talking. Outside the video, you give me money and then...
No problem. But yeah, it's been such an amazing session. If there are any questions you feel like I missed out and didn't ask and you would like to know, oh please, by all means, drop them in the comment section and we would love to interact with you. If there are any other thoughts you'd like to share, if you have like personal opinions or if you have counter opinions, please, by all means as well, drop those as well in the comment section. And yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. I love it. I am rich. I'm sure you loved it too.
A great day. Yeah. Enjoyed myself.
We had a great time. Particularly, I like this episode. It's been all happy, positive vibes. So yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to read your thoughts, the thoughts you'll be sharing with me in the comments. And well, it's right about that time. Thank you very much for sticking with me, and thank you for having me. Capital C, thank you very much for choosing to do this. And ever. You don't really say anything about that.
See you guys soon. Yeah, bye. Yeah. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
People, I mean,
peace out.
Before you log off, please do to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do to share this video as well. Like it. And, I mean, I love you. And ride with me. I remain your loyal host on the podcast on the Ride With Me.